Hello, everyone. It is day 18 in our 30-day manifesting challenge. And this week we are coming toward the end of manifesting love and relationships. And today we are going to work on what has been blocking you from that healthy relationship. Some people call this shadow work. I hesitate to call it that because it makes it sound like it's, some dark, secret, bad thing inside of you. But really what it is figuring out something that maybe you haven't wanted to look at before, right? Yesterday, we were working on developing that self-love and loving every part of yourself. This is just another extension of that. Because if you can figure out what subconsciously you're holding on to, you can release it. You can rewrite that story, right? So that's what we're working on today. So first off, I guess I've already talked about what shadow work was. So basically, when we are hiding from something about ourselves, a lot of times we end up holding beliefs that go with it. So for instance, I wrote down a couple. If I love someone, I'll get hurt. This is a really common one when it comes to love, because maybe you fell in love and somebody broke your heart so bad that even though you say you want a new relationship, there's part of you that's terrified to allow yourself to trust someone again. Very common. Another one is love is hard to find, right? So maybe you were someone who was very focused on, school or your job or something like that, and you never really had time for relationships. And now you've kind of made that part of your story, that love is hard to find and I don't have time, right? Another one I wrote down is I'm not lovable. There are a lot of people who maybe through a breakup or something, somebody said the words, "you're too much," right? And you may have taken that on as that you're not lovable. You are too much. You have to put on a mask so that you can be someone else for someone to love you. And none of that is true. It's not. It's a story that your subconscious is telling you. But the reason that it blocks you from finding that relationship you really want is because, remember that law of attraction, like attracts like. And if secretly you are saying, I'm too much, I'm not lovable, even though you're on every dating site and you are telling everyone that you're ready for a relationship, the energy you're putting out to the universe is no one will want me. And so the universe says, well, okay. So then, nobody swipes and or whichever app you happen to be on. So you can become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you can't slow down for a minute, figure out what stories am I telling myself, and change the narrative. And you can do it. And that's what we're going to talk about it. So, I had Morgan pull one tarot card for us from my Practical Tarot, upside down, my Practical Tarot. It comes out on January 7th, and there is a pre-order link below. Also, I am manifesting more subscribers this month, so please hit the subscribe button, all right? All right, here we go. So here is our card. I drew with the intention of what is blocking love from flowing into your life. So, oh my goodness, the Queen of Wands. So this is actually on the cover of the guidebook for Practical Tarot. Wow, okay. So the thing about the Queen of Wands is traditionally she has a cat on her card, and cats always represent boundaries. Wands is fire and taking action. This is doing things, but this queen always looks tired, and there's always a cat around because she needs better boundaries. She is doing everything for everyone else and then herself last. And it might be time, if we drew with the intention of, what's blocking love from flowing into my life. To me, as soon as I flipped this over, I thought, a lack of boundaries. And also perhaps every time you get in a relationship, you change who you are. You change what you do. You do anything to be the right fit, right? So get some boundaries, figure out what you love to do, and make that a priority. You will, I promise, when you integrate that into yourself and you know that you're worth it, you will find someone who enjoys those same things and will respect your boundaries. They don't want you to change. They want you to keep doing the things that you love. I actually wrote in the guidebook about this card. It's nightfall before the Queen of Wands finds time to tend her own garden. She's often so busy organizing events and doing work for others that her own projects have to wait. The blooming flowers are a testament to her multitasking abilities, but her cat is reminding her, see the black cat down there, is reminding her to set some boundaries before she burns herself out. Although you can do it all, should you, the Queen is a validation that you are always reliable for those you care about, but it's also a warning that if you don't set personal limits, your independent interests could suffer. Make space in your schedule for your passion projects. You deserve that time. And that is so true with relationships. Think about the relationships where you kind of lost yourself, right? You didn't have boundaries to make time for things that you are passionate about. That doesn't have to change because you got into a relationship. So, how do we change these stories? First, we have to acknowledge that they exist. So if any of those that I told you at the beginning of I'm not lovable, or I don't have time for love, or love is hard to find, or if I love someone, they'll hurt me. Those are all very common love blocks that people have. So if any of those resonated with you, here are some tips to rewrite that story. So once you figure out what your fear or doubt is, write this question and then answer it for yourself. Where did this belief come from? Because 99% of the time, it didn't come from you. You heard it from somewhere else and you took it in as truth, right? So figure out, where did it come from? Why do I have this belief? Maybe it's from a breakup. Maybe it's from a parent who thought they were helping you, right? Or a grandparent. And then ask yourself, is this belief true? Or is it a story I've been telling? This is a really important step because as soon as you can articulate, well, this isn't true, then you can rewrite the narrative. You can take it over and change that constant vibration that you have been putting out. So that takes us to the next step, which is reframing that belief. So for instance, if your old belief is, if I trust someone, they're going to break my heart, you could write something out like, every relationship offers me something valuable. You can write down, I'm ready for a healthy relationship that respects my boundaries, right? Reframe that narrative so that you can tell a new story that allows for you to accept love in your life. Then once you have reframed it, you've told a new story, you can, again, pull out those affirmations, right? But write some that are for specifically a relationship if that's what you're trying to manifest. I wrote down a couple here. I am safe to love and be loved. That's for that one that you're worried they're going to break your heart. I am safe to love and to be loved. I release my fears of love and trust the divine plan, right? Another one, I am worthy of love and it flows to me easily. Keep those affirmations handy because when you feel that fear well up, you have something to change the narrative so you don't slide back into your old patterns. And then I'm a big believer in release, let go of it. So when you write down these new affirmations, this is just me, you don't have to, but I highly recommend this, is take those old ones that you discovered that you have, tear them or burn them or let that go. Let it go, release it. The reason burning it works really well is because you can see it with your eyes, you can smell it with your nostrils, you know that it's gone. You've turned it over to the universe, and now it's just ash. Those words, they don't exist anymore. See how that works? All right. So give this a whirl. Figure out if you are trying to manifest a healthy relationship, it really takes you looking at, what has gone wrong before, and what is my ego whispering to me about a relationship? Because as much as you tell everyone that you want a relationship, that you're ready for a relationship, that you want to get married, whatever it is, if inside you are saying, oh, if I love someone, they're going to hurt me, the universe is never going to put someone in your path, because the energetic vibration is, I don't want that. Do you see how that works? So, and keep in mind too, this card that we got, the Queen of Wands, be sure that you do have healthy boundaries where you carve out time for your passions, and that doesn't change by adding a relationship to the puzzle. All right? All right. Don't turn into someone else. They have to love you for you. Be authentic. All right? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.